everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to budget for the week of April 15th through April 21st. Before I do that, I just want to apologize if my voice gets a little spotty or froggy or whatever. It is April and the temperatures outside can't really figure out what they want to do for my area in Pennsylvania. And so my allergies are going haywire. And every time I have an allergy flare up, I lose my voice. And sometimes it can go on for weeks. So let's get into this. Before I actually set up our budget for the week of April 15th, I want to give you an update on how we did over the last 2 weeks. The last two videos were pre-filmed because my daughter had surgery for her adenoids. She did great, the surgery went wonderful, and over the last couple weeks, she's actually been sleeping a lot better. Compared to my boys, she did definitely sleep differently, but I didn't think it was actually apnea. Turns out it was. Her adenoids were just blocking enough of her airflow. Like, she used to toss and turn and roll and wake up all the time. When she is out now, she is out. Like, you don't hear a peep from her. You don't even hear any sounds of her like rolling over. She is zonked out. Surgery went great. She's doing great. So let's get into this. I'll show you the last 2 weeks. First, I'll give you kind of an overall update on how we did for the month as a whole. So this last half of the month, I have had to adjust a few things. One of them being fuel. When I initially set this up, I budgeted $200 a month for fuel. It's what we were using. And then 2 weeks into our budgeted month, because again, it runs from the 15th, we get paid on the 15th. So by about the start of April, I noticed we were a little over halfway for our fuel usage for the month. And I needed to increase it. So I increased it to $230. And then wouldn't you know, fuel prices increased as well. And so I had spent $225 of our fuel budget. I had $5 left when I went to go fill up yesterday. I put $5 in the car and it didn't give me anything. It's just increase it to $250. The room is there, and that's what I did. So I increased it to $250. This extra 30 cents was what we had spent before, and it left us with 60 cents left over for the month. So no snowball payment with the end of our month budget, but that's okay because we put $3,000 towards our snowball earlier. Because of those changes, I have changed the fuel budget here to $250 already. And I also added in, my son's class is publishing a book. So I just added it in as a baseline budget item for the month, but I also added it to, my running tally of what we're spending so far on school. And with our running tally, these little bitty school things, school expenses over the course of the year do add up that I think it should have its own envelope for the next school year. I will get to that later. I want to see how it goes for the rest of the school year, and then I will determine that and how much needs to go into it at the start of next school year. So that is updated. Everything else is pretty much the same as far as all that goes. So we did have like a $135 potential debt snowball that is now going to be about a $90 payment. We'll see if there's any other miscellaneous things that are needed and if this stays. Let's get into the last 2 weeks. So this week, fairly standard. This was the week after my daughter's surgery. I wound up taking this from our grocery envelope, so I did not take out any more cash for that. This, we got some light fixtures for our seedlings that are growing out. We've got a ton of tomato seedlings and pepper seedlings I've got growing out in my mud room for now. So this was kind of to update those and also to update the lights in the garage. My husband took the shop lights out of the garage because the fluorescent lights would not warm up in the winter. And he put LEDs in there, and he took those fixtures and brought them in here and kind of hung them up with grow light bulbs in them. That I added to our home repairs for potential cash envelope later on. I just wanted to see how much we're spending over the course of the year. My son finally saved up enough for his camera, and I had helped him out just a smidge with a case and a memory card. And then my daughter, because she had had her surgery and couldn't go to daddy-daughter dance, we dressed her up for daddy-daughter dance, but instead she went on a daddy-daughter date with my husband. So that's where this is coming from. And we took it from gifting as well. These things coming from gifting, we're gonna kind of pare down what we do at Easter. Usually at Easter we'll get them a book, a toy, and a basket. And this year it's basically just gonna be a basket. We're not gonna do the book and the toy and all that. That's those. These negative numbers here do not mean that that account balance is negative. It means that for the year so far, what I have saved up has not been enough for how much medical expenses we've had. So it's just kind of like a check for me to see that, okay, I'm not saving enough in medical, I will need to reevaluate this. Or, you know, if it's an overage, it'll be, you know, okay, we're obviously saving enough aside for medical, we're not using it all, let's reevaluate it. This does not mean that that account in particular has gone negative, it just means that for what my target that I've set for saving up, I'm a little underneath that target. This is currently this week, this is today. As you can see, we have $60 or 60 cents left for the month. The kids had some expenses for their classes as far as like a spring, it's really an Easter party, but they call it a spring party goes. So we pulled from that and I took it from gifting. This one was savings. I forget exactly what that was. It must have come from a different account though. And then my copay, and it came from the medical. I have not updated this yet because the week's not done yet. I needed a prescription as well. My allergist readjusted my medications and told me to strongly consider allergy shots. So this is getting into a whole new realm for me. And again, some more stuff for the party. My youngest and my oldest told me in advance. My middle decided to wait to bring the paper home until the day before they were due. Not wise, not cool, but we got it dealt with. I've already done a review of the budget. That's, you know, how we're kind of left with 60 cents. And then I showed earlier our fuel budget is $2.50. So there will be nothing remaining. I'm just waiting to see, you know, if we actually do make it through this weekend without buying food. We should be able to make it. It doesn't mean everybody's gonna be happy about what's being served. It's literally raid the pantry, raid the freezer, but people are gonna be fed. May not be what they want to be fed, but they'll be fed. And then as far as, this is my grocery envelope. It is empty. My household envelope, it is empty. It's pretty much the same story, and you know, the other envelopes, our pet envelope, our family fun envelope, they're all empty. So the kids cannot wait until Monday when they get refilled. Let's get into this week. This week, there are a lot of things going on this week. We have payday, we have the end of the month bills, lots of stuff going on. The other thing I want to do is I want to create a half sheet of the cash envelope breakdown. That way I can just come through. I used to keep it off on the side over here, but this way I can just come through and say, okay, you know, I filled these, we're good. And just check it off as we go, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. First, I'm going to do this. Monday is payday, and I have to move over our savings. I will show that in our next video. The ortho is not due, technically not due on the 15th, it's due on the 30th, but my son has an orthodontist appointment on the 15th, and I want to see if the insurance sent in another payment. I just want to keep track of that, and the only way I can know that is when I'm there and I pay it and they give me a receipt for it. I can see what the balance is remaining. Taxes, again, not due till the end of the month, but I want to pay it, get it done, get it in the mail. Cell phone is pretty standard. This is the book publishing that I was talking about. Kohl's, credit card, electric, and then insurance is our homeowners, our home, car, and 5 life insurance policies. Just remember, this week is a very heavy week, but next week there's actually no bills due, but there will be 2 things I will be paying, simply because it's a not so heavy week. So I do need to mark income. And again, I know what about we're gonna be paid. I'm gonna write it in pencil. I can't write and talk at the same time. It never ends well. I'm going to grab one of these Coffee Monster Co. and write in all of our savings accounts, our sinking accounts, and how much we put in each. These are set in stone. I know that's what they will be. This week is so jam-packed as it is, there's really not a whole lot of room left. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just gonna grab a couple of these florals and then call it done. That's kind of it as far as, you know, decorating it goes. There's a lot of stuff due this week and I don't want to overcrowd the spread. One thing I do still need to mark in is when I'm going to be taking out cash, but I need to do the cash envelopes first. And then the other thing I want to do here is just put in one of these no spend trackers. There's been a little bit of a change to the cash envelopes this month. Some of them I increased and I added in a new category. My daughter and I need to go get her hair cut soon. Like it's been a long time since I've gotten mine cut. Not as long for her, but we need to get her hair cut soon, so I need to start putting in some money for that. And summer's coming, so the boys are gonna be getting their hair cut a lot more frequently. We're just going to start with the basic. Food I increased to $680. When you take what I was spending over the course of each week when we were paid weekly, so $160 each week is what I was spending on food over the course of 52 weeks out of the year. I don't know if you can, there we go. Is that much money, $8,320 over the course of the year. When we divide it out by our 12 monthly paychecks now, I really should be taking out like $693 each month for food, and I've been taking out $650. So I'm going to increase it to $680. We're going to see how that goes. L&A is lunch and allowance, and 1 is for my oldest. Their lunch accounts, 10 for their allowance for keeping up with their monthly chores, or not monthly chores, weekly chores over the course of the month. They choose to not spend their lunch money. They don't want to put it in their lunch account, so they've been saving it. Family fun money is $90, and we are going to go see Avengers Endgame, and that's going to use up part of that. I don't know if they're going to want to eat out beforehand or if we're just going to, go see the movie and call it done. I had added up wrong before. I had added in another category. I forget which. That's what it was. That's what I'd forgotten before, was the miscellaneous category. So we're going to remember, these are just estimates. As you've already seen, remember, these are just estimates. I budget $150 a month for our electric bill. Our electric bill is not $150 this month. Our electric bill is actually $95 and change. So this is less, so this will wind up being more. I just need to come through here and actually update it. And I do that. I do sit down and do that, but I'm not doing that today. My max ATM limit is 500. I need to spread this out over 3 days, which will actually be Monday because we desperately need groceries, Tuesday because I will also be downtown, and Wednesday because, again, I will be downtown. I didn't really enjoy. It worked a lot better with our budget, with our monthly pay, to just fill up all the envelopes all at once, and then at the end of the month, as you saw earlier, when they're gone, they're gone. That's it. My kids really don't like it. They love when I go shopping on Fridays, and I've heard all week about how when you go shopping on Friday, I'm not going shopping on Friday, guys. Payday is Monday. I will put cash in the envelopes again on Monday. So they're having a hard time with it at the moment, but it'll be okay. So that's it for this week. This is what it looks like. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any comments or questions, let me know and I will answer you. Or if they're video ideas, I will start filming them. And that's it. Bye.